Cool. Right, guys. So Reddit, really, really big method of promoting your girls. Has anyone, just before I kind of begin, has anyone had any experience with Reddit at all in the past? I don't know if you used it on like a personal level, or have you used it to actually promote your girl on OnlyFans? Just talk me through.
I only just found out about it the other day. Obviously, I only joined this on Friday, and then I don't really Reddit. And I've been looking through it. I'm figuring out how to message girls. I mean, one of the Reddit groups says that allowed to message girls by joining the agency.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, for this is more kind of promotion. So obviously, once you've got a girl, how to actually promote them on Reddit. Reddit isn't really the best place to actually find girls to manage. To be completely honest, it's going to more be a place where you are, you're essentially promoting your girl, obviously getting her more subscribers in. So let me share my screen with you guys, and we'll just kind of talk a little bit about a little bit about how is the best way to go about Reddit, and obviously how is the best way to kind of promote your girl on there. Can you all see my screen? Just let me confirm that.
Yeah.
See lovely stuff. We're not making that mistake again, boys. So cool. So look, obviously Reddit, and it's also, can anyone who's not muted please mute themselves? It's just obviously a bit of background noise. If you want to speak, literally just unmute yourself and shout in. Perfect, that's a lot better. So Reddit and its NSFW, obviously for those who don't know, that means not safe for work. Threads, they're a really, really, really great way to promote your model on OnlyFans. Reddit in itself has a huge audience. It's going to be one of the key areas really for you. I think this obviously the dating apps we've gone over, and then obviously the classic Instagram is somewhere where you do really want to kind of be pushing to get these subscribers. So I'll just talk to you a little bit about how Reddit actually works as a website, as an app, as a system. So first things first is obviously Karma. So Karma is essentially Reddit's voting system. So you can upvote and downvote posts and comments. Okay, so think about it like Instagram likes, but instead of Instagram likes, it's upvotes, and obviously there's no such thing as Instagram dislikes, but you can dislike on Reddit's obviously downvote a post. Similar to YouTube where you can like and dislike videos. So your karma, the total karma that will show on your model's account that you'll create for her, is going to be the upvotes minus the downvotes, all right? And obviously that on each post that you actually put on Reddit, that is what determines its position in the ranking, okay? So kind of where people can see this post, okay? So posts with higher score, amongst all the other posts submitted, around the same time are essentially shown on the top of the subreddit. So the key takeaway from this lesson is you are going to be wanting to push your model's posts to the top of the subreddits. That is going to be essentially the key, as it were, all right? They're absolutely crucial because that's what's going to be moving your posts and moving your account and moving your model in front of these communities of people where they can be seen, by everyone. So with regards to that, karma is going to be kind of one of the main things you're looking for. But something that's just as important and often really, really overlooked in Reddit, which I think a lot of people don't realise, just doesn't actually show it kind of actively on accounts, as followers. So although Reddit doesn't actively show followers, that metric is one of the most important elements. If you've got a big following and you post straight away, boom, you could have 100 upvotes straight away, and boom, you're top of the subreddit. So building a following and kind of playing the long game, as it's kind of referred to, is something which is really, really key on Reddit, all right? Do make sure that you are kind of, in making sure you maximise the amount of followers you're going to be wanting to get on Reddit, because that's going to help you so much when it comes to karma and obviously getting your posts upvoted. Any questions about kind of karma, how that works, followers? It's pretty simple stuff. If anyone's got any questions, they should just shout out. Good stuff. So, account setup. Firstly, you're going to want to make sure you pick a username that is, as close as you can to your model's OnlyFans name. That's going to be a key one. You want your girl to become kind of recognisable. If she's got a cool OnlyFans name, make sure the Reddit username is as close to that as physically possible. Secondly, in terms of account setup, choose a high quality profile picture that will entice potential buyers. Now, when I say high quality, enticing, no nudity. Again, we say this every time on social media. Do not put nudity in the profile picture. but have a high quality picture, be it a lingerie picture, a picture of her in a dress, whatever. Just make sure it's really high quality. Make sure the actual picture quality is good, and obviously make sure it's an attractive picture of your model as well. Okay, that is something that is super, super important. Or can anyone who's not muted themselves, please mute themselves? I'm getting some really bad background noise. So high quality profile picture, username that's close to the OnlyFans name. Now, the first thing you really want to do, okay, is create a profile overview post. Right? So that will essentially be something that is pinned at the top of your profile. So when you make this post, you're going to want to kind of talk about your model, talk about the niches that you offer, talk about kind of what you actually have to offer with regards to your OnlyFans. So, a good example would be, let's say you've got a girl who is, I don't know, Latina. Let's say, talk about that being the niche. We're going to get onto the niches a little bit later, but on that profile overview post, you're going to want to, nice and chill, nice and kind of nice and newsy, if you were. So, hey guys, I'm so and so, I'm into this and this. Come chat to me, whatever. All right. So that profile overview post is essentially going to be the first thing that a potential buyer to your girl's OnlyFans is going to see. So you really do want to make sure it's enticing as possible. All right. Obviously, you guys know how to do that. So after that, on that post, you're going to want to have all the links to your socials and the direct link to your OnlyFans accounts, right? Links in posts on Reddit are clickable. Obviously, there's no point having a link if it ain't clickable. Makes a lot of sense, right? So on the actual posts, all right, make sure that the link is able to be clicked, okay, on the post. So it doesn't really work having a link on your profile. Just make sure you have it on that top post, so it's really, really easily accessible for the potential buyer. So even if they go and follow your Instagram, maybe they'll subscribe in a week. So have all the social links there, okay. So once that's pinned to the top of your profile, it's going to be really accessible for potential subs. And obviously, when we've spoken about clicks to buy so many times, you need to make this as easy as possible for the potential subscriber. Okay, if all the links are there to all the socials, the link to the OnlyFans is there, absolutely everything, it's going to make it so much easier because it's all just there, less clicks to buy. All right, cool. So where to post? I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. So who's not muted themselves here? Whoever iPhone 88 is, I'm just going to mute you because, that's so much better. Jesus Christ. Right, okay, cool, we're back. Stuff. Okay. So, in terms of, where to post, so you guys are probably thinking, okay, cool, I can definitely set up a Reddit account for my model. I know how to make the account look appealing. I know how to do that first initial post, which is going to kind of essentially be the funnel for all of the content. But you're probably thinking now, where do I actually want to post this? So I've compiled a list of the best subreddits for OnlyFans. A lot of these are directly OnlyFans related, and they'll say OnlyFans in the title. We'll click on one. We'll click on one here. So OnlyFans 101, literally one of the, if not the biggest OnlyFans subreddit. OnlyFans promotions, slips of OnlyFans, Astastic, whatever. All right, there's loads of them there to kind of be getting on with. And if I just click that there and open that, can you guys still see my screen? Is that Reddit open? Can you guys see that or not? Anyone? You can see the screen, yeah? Cool. So obviously here you are, OnlyFans 101. See, you've got the link there. This is the kind of area you want to be trending on, all right, with your model. Obviously, it makes so much sense because if people are seeing that, 200 people seeing that, obviously 200 people have voted on it. There's going to be thousands and thousands of people who have actually kind of clicked onto that, and obviously, we'll be inclined to kind of check out the profile. You can see even here all these OnlyFans. 286,000 members, 388,000 members. If you can get one of your posts trending on there, you'll absolutely fly. All right, good stuff. So that kind of covers off, direct OnlyFans. All the girls in there, all the posts are just going to be kind of a battle of who's OnlyFans, who's kind of posting the best content, this, that, who get the most upvotes, whatever. These OnlyFans can be a little bit difficult when you first start out because obviously there's girls on there that have already got huge followings, huge fan bases, which will always upvote them. But it's still worth a shot. What you kind of want to target initially is going to be more of the non-official OnlyFans subreddits. So some good examples of these are, like Gone Wild. You guys have probably seen some stuff with regards to that. So Gone Wild couples, Indians Gone Wild, etc. We'll get into niches in a second. Amateur. So obviously, just depending on the vibe of your girl, really. So amateur. A lot of amateur subreddits. Obviously, that's a lot of things that you really do want to target your model to kind of what people are going to be most into, really, because it just makes sense, doesn't it? You can really put them in the put your model in front of the correct target audience. So here, obviously, we compiled this. You guys can see this Google Doc after the episode. Here's an absolute list of where I'd kind of be where I'd be targeting, really, when with regards to kind of starting up the OnlyFans Reddit growth. Does everyone understand how kind of the different subreddits work? Which ones are going to be the most effective to use? Is that okay with everyone? Just give me a little nod if that's all good. Sweet, good stuff. So another one which we found really, really powerful is ethnicity. Okay, use your model's ethnicity to your advantage. There are a myriad of subreddits that are dedicated to various ethnicity, be it Latina, Asian, British, whatever. Make sure that you use the ebony. You've all seen these buzzwords. You've all seen these categories before. If the likelihood is if people are members of these subreddits, that's going to be the one specific thing they're really into. If you're a member of like an Asian focused subreddit, obviously if you've got an Asian girl, that's where you're going to target them. If you're a member of a British subreddit, for example, you're going to want to be targeting your girl into there, all right? So whatever your model is, wherever she's from, whatever ethnicity she is, really do make sure you play to that, because it could be such a huge thing that, I think does get overlooked a lot of the time. People are into different ethnicities kind of just by nature, so that's definitely something you really do want to play up to. A lot of these subreddits do have a really, really big cult following, so if you choose some niches that your models have, and this is obviously the niches that we were kind of talking about before. Let's say it's gamer girls, or let's say it's, anime, or modding cars, or golf, whatever. If she's got a niche and you kind of nurture that niche, it definitely is a really, really, really great method of kind of pushing forward some growth for them. All right, so find her niche if she has one already. If not, maybe you can create one and really do push onto those subreddits. Because if you can become big on one subreddit, that's all you need. If you've got a subreddit with 50,000 people in it, let's say it's gamer girls, and you're always at the top of that, you're going to be getting thousands of subscribers. All right, so that's something you really, really do want to pick up on. So niche-wise, essential. Okay, so rules. Now, really do make sure before you start posting these subreddits that you read the rules. It's not going to be good at all if you get banned from a really lucrative subreddit kind of straight away. Make sure you're abiding by these rules. A lot of them will have there's a lot of rules kind of regarding like 1 post a day, or like 2 posts a day, or maybe, most of them are going to be fully explicit realistically, but it's just going to be more of a case of, not spamming, or, not using certain words, that kind of thing. All right, that's going to be really, really, really crucial. So just make sure that you're abiding by the rules. It's not worth getting kicked to try and make an extra few quid, because as we say, we're playing the long game with this. So in terms of like what to actually post, right, you're going to just want to think about interesting content. What content is going to essentially set you aside? What's going to entice the viewer to want to see more of you? And, if they want to see more of you, we all know where they're going to find that. They're going to go to the OnlyFans, all right? So fit the niche of the subreddit and try and get the most engagement on your posts. So let's say it's a subreddit with regards to boobs, all right? Don't go in there and then post a picture of your model's arse. It just doesn't work, right? Make sure that every subreddit you're kind of abiding by what the people in there are going to be wanting to see, okay? Now, to get a feel for this, and this is something that we do find really, really useful, go in there and have a little look through the top 20 or 30 posts, make some notes, have a pad and paper or your computer with you or whatever, and just make a note of what within each subreddit, put it onto a little Google Doc or whatever, within each subreddit, which posts do well. Specific poses, specific even down to like colour of underwear, things like that. It's the really, really kind of if you approach this with a detail-oriented approach, you'll do a lot better. So go into these subreddits and essentially just skim over. That's done well. My model could do that. Replicate some of these posts that have done well, because inevitably, if they're doing well, it's for a reason. That's the reason that obviously they're kind of being pushed to the top of the subreddit. All right, so. In terms of kind of, if you're thinking to yourselves, videos or photos, videos and GIFs do tend to perform better than photos. You should definitely be prioritizing videos and GIFs, right? So in terms of kind of why that is. There's just a little bit more interest. If you've clicked on a video and you've committed to watching it for 5 seconds, the likelihood of you giving it a vote afterwards is going to be quite high. If you've just scanned through, seen a picture, you've probably just scanned past it. All right. So in terms of kind of how you'll be making these, so 2 sites here. So first site is for images, so that's Imgur. And GIFs, so for your GIFs, you really do want to be using Imgur. It's essentially a Reddit-supported platform, and Red GIFs as well. So if you just go into these websites when you come to kind of create your videos and create your GIFs, that's going to be something that you want to make sure you're doing. Now, obviously, post the photos. That's going to be your bread and butter content. But in terms of what's most likely going to take to the top of these subreddits, it's more than likely going to be something like a video or a GIF, or anything like that. Okay, so do both, but definitely kind of do prioritize your gifts and stuff. Everyone, that makes sense, everyone. Obviously, I've gone through quite a big chunk there. Does that any questions with regards to that bit whatsoever?
Do you ever buy upvotes? Does it work?
What did you say? Sorry.
Do you ever buy upvotes on posts?
Do you have to buy bots for it? Did you say?
Do you ever buy upvotes?
Should you buy upvotes? I mean, personally, no, I wouldn't. That can create a lot of issues. As I mentioned with regards to server rules, it's very, very obvious when you buy upvotes. Look, obviously, trial it. If it works for you, then roll with it. But if you start doing that, you can get your account banned, especially if your account's in its early infancy. If you've got an account which has already got 1,000 or so followers, then it's all right, because realistically it's going to be pretty realistic. But if you have a fresh account you just made of your model and suddenly you get 1,000 upvotes on your first post, you'll get banned. We've done it before and you'll get banned. It's a similar principle to Instagram. If you go and you've just created an account and you send out 100 direct messages, as you guys have experienced, you'll get banned. All these platforms use kind of similar techniques, similar systems to kind of filter out people for spamming it. So I'd say do it as organically as you can. Engagement's such a huge one. Just be commenting on loads of posts, be interacting with other models. Maybe do a little shout out. Build yourself a fan base. If you've got 1,000 followers, I know Reddit doesn't really show followers at all. It's more about all the karma side of things. But if you've got a massive following and you post something, you've got all the upvotes there ready. Your karma's going to fly up, and then obviously you're going to kind of be catapulted to the top of these Reddits. So what I'd say is do it organically, but just really, really focus on engagement, and obviously focus on just building a following. Be interactive. If someone comment, this is the one social media. I know we've discussed at length whether you should reply to DMs on things like Instagram, stuff like that. Don't. I'm going to reiterate that once again. But on Reddit, this is probably the only place I'd say definitely interact with everything. If someone comments on your video, comment back to them, oh, you're so fit. Oh, glad you liked it. Wink face, whatever. Build that connection, because it's going to be your core fan base who's going to be promoting you in all these little subreddits, all right? And it's going to get to a point where if these girls that have got a serious following on Instagram will always have a serious following on Reddit, because a lot of the type of people that subscribe to OnlyFans are on Reddit as well. Okay, so don't forget that either. You're literally pitching to your target market. If a guy, let's all we're all blokes here. Let's be honest with each other. If a guy is on an OnlyFans Reddit, there's only one thing that they're not there to fucking have a picnic. You know what I mean? So realise that, and just kind of really do make sure that you're making the most of Reddit as a platform. It's the only place I'd say definitely interact with your fans. Keep it interactive. I don't know, do a fucking little survey in the comments, whatever. Just engagement on Reddit. But don't reply to Instagram DMs, because that'll make me really upset. Good stuff. Cool. So, kind of continuing on to the last little section. Now, this is going to be how to post, right? Now, obviously, we've kind of gone through where you're going to post, what you're going to post, but there's really specific ways of kind of how to do it, which is obviously going to really make it kind of more effective. So just make sure that you're posting different kind of pictures, right? Using just one picture and putting it onto every single subreddit on the same day. Now, I specify on the same day until we get into something else in a moment. That'll kill your engagement, right? If you're in 30 OnlyFans, OnlyFans subreddits, and you post the same picture in all 30, and most of these people are in all 30 of them, they're not going to upvote you on every single one because it's just going to look spammy once again. And, a lot of these subreddits are loosely connected to each other. They'll clock the spam. So don't be doing that, right? You can get away with it for a little bit of time, but Reddit is massively cracking down on it. If you're in your first week and you're posting this into all these subreddits, you'll get banned. Okay, so this is only really more feasible once you have a lot of karma, but you'll get in trouble if you just start out with doing that, right? So reusing pictures, okay, and sharing a picture to multiple subreddits is fine, but make sure you're spreading it out over a few days. I'd say even make sure you're spreading it out over a week, to be completely honest. If let's say you've got a collection of pictures your model's just taken, and that's kind of what you're going to be using this week. Let's say there's 10 pictures. Put one picture on each different subreddit every day and just mix it up a bit. Don't be putting the same picture on every single one, all right? Now, wait some time as well before you submit the same picture. So if you're going to be doing it, let's say you've chosen 2 subreddits, you're going to do the same one. It's not a huge issue, you can just do it to 2. Do one in the morning, do one in the evening. Just what you massively want to avoid is a follower seeing 2, because it's just going to put them off you straight away. Make sense? Cool. Now, another one here. Never advertise in the title or the comments, okay? Now, and obviously, unless the subreddit is, for example, like a promotional subreddit, we're going to get onto them in a second. I don't really recommend you use them. They're not much good, because any guy that goes on there knows full well it's just a place where girls are trying to make more money, all right? So what you really want to do is not advertise it in the title or comments, but when you put in a title and when you comment, just keep it dead floaty, like, visit my profile for a surprise, or I've got the best boobs ever, whatever, all right? Literally anything like that is absolutely fine, but don't advertise it, all right? Attract users to your profile, and that's better than advertising anyway, because 1, it's more natural, 2, it's organic, 3, they're going to click on your profile, they're going to see the pinned post, so it's absolutely sweet. If they can see that pinned post, they got your links there, you're all good. So there's no need to be really, really heavy on the advertising and posting like, oh, come look at my OnlyFans, it's 40% off, please don't do that. It's just a bit of a rookie move, really. Another one here. So in terms of kind of these promotional subreddits, I'd say avoid them. They're just pretty not great. Every girl that's just started OnlyFans is going to head straight to the promotional ones. Every guy that owns an agency is just going to head straight to the promotional ones. There's no point, honestly. It is really, no one in their right mind is going to go on there and just browse OnlyFans girls and pick one of them for that year. It's just not how it works. So I'd say definitely, you want to be pushing, the subreddits, and you really want to be pushing the followers and that kind of thing. Focus on building a little brand on Reddit and just avoid the whole promotional subreddits, I'd say. Obviously, read the rules before that you post. Only submit the relevant content to these subreddits, as I mentioned before. Make sure that, if there are any pinned, most of these times these rules will be in like pinned posts on the Reddit, so just make sure you have a little glance through. If it says no nudity, as a couple of the ones above will do, because we've been on them, just obviously don't do it. But yeah, that's what I'd say. Another really, really great one, okay, is posting special images to your profile only for your followers. Now, mention that it's like exclusive in the title. That once again, that element of scarcity, that element of exclusivity, maybe the girl being a bit shy, that really, really plays into this OnlyFans niche very, very well. So, kind of keeping your followers loyal, by keeping your followers you're kind of happy with, exclusive posts. That's going to make sure that they keep upvoting you, they keep following you, and, inevitably they're going to end up on your OnlyFans platform. They're going to end up spending more money with you, all right? So that's definitely something that I'd really try and push, right? This one here. Now, post at the best time for each subreddit, all right? So, obviously, if let's be honest, it's OnlyFans, let's say it's a British subreddit, the best time to post is inevitably going to be 9 p.m, something around then, all right? You can actually, there's a literally, I'm not going to bother listing them because there's so many. There's a lot of applications where you can literally look at, like, when's the best time for each subreddit, when most people are active. So just hop on one of those. Literally just Google Reddit subreddit engagement app, and you'll be able to find it. And just hop on there and just kind of see when the best times to post are. And obviously just kind of abide by that. Another kind of coming to kind of the end of this, another really, really important thing is just be really, really eye-catching with your titles, guys. Don't keep it boring. Keep it fucking, just make it mental. Like, create eye-catching titles. So if your model is into gaming, and let's be honest, everyone that's in that little gaming subreddit is going to be into gaming as well. Be like, who wants to play a game of Fortnite with me? or if it's a subreddit about like, I don't know, fit girls that like cars, whatever, or who can help me with my fucking BMW 335i build, I need to buy a new spoiler, whatever. Make it engaging, make them think they're almost kind of creating a little bit like an online girlfriendly type vibe with you, all right? And that's something that I'd say is probably the most important thing I've gone through so far. Don't be repeating your titles either, but you just ask questions. By having a question in the title, it's going to engage so many Redditors, it's going to engage so much traction as well. So, something that's cute, something that's a bit witty, I bet I'm better at you than this. Really do create that engagement, all right? Create a bit of conflict, something like that, because that is what's going to set you aside. Every girl in that boobs subreddit is going to post a picture of her boobs and say, "Oh, my boobs are the best." Fuck off! It's boring, man. Do something interesting with it, all right? Does that make sense, everyone? Yeah. Cool. I mean, that kind of comes to the end with regards to this, but what I'd say is in terms of action points. Now, Reddit is the only platform, really. Obviously, we've talked about kind of where your responsibilities lies at management. End of the day, you guys are free to go in. If you want to run a girl's Instagram, you're more than welcome to do that. Personally, I don't believe that it's the best way to do things. We don't personally do it, but a lot of girls are quite cagey about giving Instagram details away and stuff. Absolutely likewise with TikTok. End of the day, you can't make TikToks. If I need a TikTok of a girl doing like a little dance to promote herself, I can't do it. So there's no point me being on that TikTok, right? So in terms of Reddit is probably the only social media platform where you actually want to be creating an account for your girl and just run it yourself completely. Don't let her have input into it. The likelihood of her kind of understanding particularly how to use everything, unless she's very, very experienced with OnlyFans, is going to be pretty slim. So definitely just create this account for your girl. So what I'd say in terms of action points for this week, in terms of the action points, I'm going to say, if you've got a model, create a Reddit account for her. And literally, I want to see in the results section of the Discord that at least one of you's got a subscriber or, plus, I want to see some of you get, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 subscribers off Reddit. It's so easy to do. So that's what I'd say. If you've got a model, definitely make a Reddit account for her and obviously just try and build that following up and see what you can do with it, because it's such a great platform for promoting. With regards to obviously if you're still at kind of the earlier stages, the action points, follow them, get your models in. But if you're at the point where you're just kind of trying to scale them at this point in time, just make the Reddit account for them and just really try and motor on with the growth. Does that make sense to everyone? Bloody hell, everyone's here. Fuck, good stuff. Let me get a little picture of that. So look, any kind of questions about what I've just gone through there, feel free to just shoot away at me. I know it can be a little bit complicated if you've not done Reddit before.
So I'm doing Reddit right now with one of our models, but
sure.
I've been banned. Is there a way to get banned from these groups? Because I've been banned from like quite a big one. It's called OnlyFans Girls 101.
For fuck's sake, bro, you've been banned from the biggest OnlyFans, right? How have you managed that? Let me guess. Before you tell me, I'm going to guess. I reckon you went in there and you just absolutely spammed the fuck out of it and you were just posting constantly. Yeah?
I think that's it.
Yeah. Literally, with these, you got to ease yourself into these big ones. Find the smaller subreddits because there's going to be less competition. In that OnlyFans Girls 101, because we've played on that in the past. Mate, that's like playing with the big boys. That's like being like a teeny tiny little fish, just being launched into an aquarium full of sharks. Okay, the girls on there, there's girls on there that have got hundreds of thousands of followers. Actual celebrities that post on there. So I'd say with that, definitely find your niche, find your smaller subreddits. Kind of if your girl is Latina, find some niche Latino ones where the guys on there are just going to be really kind of into one specific thing. Save those big Reddits. Obviously, still try it. You may get very, very lucky, but I'd say definitely kind of save that for when you get a little bit bigger with regards to things, because otherwise the issue that you're going to come into is that you'll end up one getting banned and you can't use it when you become bigger, or secondly you just don't get any traction. Does that make sense? I think Bo is frozen. Something on the screen.
Also, subreddits that you have to verify.
So a selfie
comes out there.
Yeah.
How do you get around verification in terms of little subreddits?
So I just ask my models to. So basically, they just write on paper their username.
Yeah.
They just like post for it.
Yeah, just get her to bang you, whatever they ask for. Sometimes like there's a couple that we've seen some fucking weird ones, like hold up a spoon and like smile or whatever, like. But just ask your model to do it. Obviously, if you just say to her like, I'm not being a weirdo, I don't just want to see you holding a spoon for no reason. It's for a subreddit, they'll do it. That's what I'd say. Quite a few of them will ask you to verify, which is for obvious reasons, because look at all of us. That will be kind of what you what you need to make sure of. But no, 100%, man. Just get her to do the verification. Well, anyone got any more questions with regards to Reddit?
Yeah, just one more question. Well, basically, how long does it take that Reddit is going to be effective in terms of converting and getting subs?
Sure, it's the same. It's the same as we kind of say every week. How long is a piece of string? It's a case of really. It's a lot of it's going to be on luck, and then a lot of it's going to be on how skillfully you do this. End of the day, if you create a Reddit account for your model and you join the right subreddit and you've created the account how I've said to you here, and you create an engaging content, the turnaround time is going to be very, very quick. But if you're going into groups and just getting banned and hopping into OnlyFans Girls 101 and posting 100 posts, mentioning no names, that's not going to be the most effective way. So that's kind of not going to bring you the most success. All right. So it just massively varies. But Reddit is a really, really, really great platform if you can master it. All right. Obviously we've kind of gone through how to use it here, but just play around with it yourself. Try and get that initial following up. That's what I'd say. Yes, I believe Lewis just put in the chat. Yeah, 100% as well. Just watch out for this guy. This was something that was raised in another group, I think, this week. So Lewis just put in the chat. So essentially, there is a bit of a scam going around at the moment. So watch out for this. In terms of guys doing like scamming, kind of guys pretending to be girls that you manage. Let's say you manage like a really good looking girl, and like pretending they're going to do like a meetup. So kind of what's been happening recently is, let's say you've got your WhatsApp number and you're like a scammer. You create the profile picture as the girl. You start messaging some guys. You create a little Reddit account using her pictures and whatever. And then you'll scam the guy for like a high ticket amount of money. So let's say it's a British model and it's a British guy that's talking. They live in within a few hours of each other. And the scammer's going to say to the guy, "I'll meet you for a night. I'll book a hotel if you give me £3,000, right? Pay in crypto." They'll pay, then they'll just get blocked. And the reason that Lewis kind of mentioned this in terms of the verification side of things, if ever you get a guy that's on your girl's OnlyFans asking for pictures like what we've just mentioned, so like verification pictures, so like a picture of her holding up 3 fingers or 4 fingers, or like going like that, or I don't know, holding up a fucking spoon, whatever, don't send them. Just block them straight away, because it'll be just a scammer that's trying to use your model to obviously kind of just do these scams on unsuspecting guys. So that's a really, really good point, Lewis. Actually, watch out for that, because that's been going around. We've had it on 2 of our accounts this week. So to guys joining, just asking for weirdly niche stuff, which is obvious they're just going to be using that to try and trick guys into doing fake meetups and stuff. So just watch out for that, guys, if you're on the accounts this week.
Another question. Maybe I missed.
Sure.
I missed it, but which pictures do you actually post in there? And is it like very bad if they are some of them are the same ones as an OnlyFans?
No, that's absolutely fine. What you want to be kind of thinking is, in terms of kind of the type of pictures to post, with the niche, if it's an OnlyFans subreddit for boobs, post boob content. If it's an OnlyFans subreddit for arse content, it's arse content, whatever. That kind of vibe. Fully explicit. Yeah, fully explicit. The kind of stuff that you post on your OnlyFans. A good little one as well is maybe you could like, if it's going to be like too explicit, just blur a little bit out or something. Just play with it, see what works for you, but fully explicit on Reddit is usually the way forward. Because, end of the day, they're going to be subbing to the OnlyFans for like the proper long form content. They're not going to be subbing to the OnlyFans to see a couple of nudes, because that's more than likely going to underwear pictures, stuff like that. That's going to be that's more than likely just going to be on the wall of the OnlyFans anyway. So don't be too afraid, and make sure you're just not spamming the same pictures across all subreddits. Use different ones and just kind of rotate them every week or so. All right. Cool. Any more?
Sorry, Rob, just one more question. Is there anything like Motor Slave on Reddit?
On Reddit,
Yes.
yeah, there is. Yeah. So you can technically make kind of multiple accounts and stuff. There can be issues with regards to bans again. I mean, just once again, just see what works for you. I mean, we would recommend how we tend to run it. It's so much better just to have on Reddit one really, really strong account. You know, some of our girls' Reddit accounts are actually just run by like a VA. So we'll have a VA whose sole purpose is to just pump Reddit. So what I'd say is for Reddit, really, mate, I think that, you know, Mother Slave works very, very well on Instagram. But for Reddit, my advice would be just have one incredibly strong account with a massive following. So if you've got that massive following, you're going to do more damage than 3 accounts with a medium following. All right, if you've got that one massive following, it's all about just high burst, quick upvotes in terms of kind of getting featured off these big subreddits. All right, so one account, I'd say, and just create a following, create a community, man. Cool, good stuff. Any more, or does that pretty much have us all covered? Let me bang a little picture of this into
one technical question about
sure.
How do you actually post on like the OnlyFans 101? Because I'm not in Reddit, so I don't know how to use it. Basically,
it's literally it's so easy, mate. If you've got the account, there's literally, you hop into the subreddit, there's literally a button to post. Obviously, if you're not sure, just literally have a little look on YouTube. There's so many like little Reddit tutorials and stuff, mate, that'll explain. It's really, really simple. Just whatever you do, just don't get in there and get overexcited because you see a lot of like, you know, a lot of big numbers and stuff. Don't, just make sure you start on the smaller subreddits. You have a little crack at the big ones, but you just don't spam it because you'll end up getting banned. All right.
All right. Okay.
Cool. Good stuff, Cosmin. Good stuff. Cool. That pretty much covers everything. I don't think anyone's got any more questions. Obviously, absolutely, I'll stop the recording there, guys. Okay.